ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती इति नामिने। श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दैताय कृपाब्दये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्यज्वलप्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिद श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोऽस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्धाप सिद्धान्तध्वान्तहारिणे। नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद्वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बरसाम्बोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते। गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्दिष्टा सज्जनप्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्नि गौरतिषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपः स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यां नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त श्रीराधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतौ पङ्गुर्मम मन्देर्मतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्भोजौ श्रीराधा मदनमोहनौ दिव्यद्वृन्दारण्यं कल्पाद्रुमाध श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा शीलगोविन्ददेवौ पृष्ठलिपिसेव्यमानौ स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थितः कर्षन्वेणुस्वनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथः श्रियेस्तु नः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So welcome all of you for this Bhagavad Gita diploma course. This diploma course is like we have named it as a diploma course and trying to cover first two chapters with elaborate explanation and also the introduction which Srila Prabhupada has given very nicely, covering first introduction and then first chapter and the second chapter. So to begin with, because Bhagavad Gita, as we know, is available in the market. When we go outside, we have so many Bhagavad Gitas available. When Srila Prabhupada presented this Bhagavad Gita in America, at that time an American lady asked, Prabhupada, another one? Because already 700 commentaries in Bhagavad Gita were existing. Now another one, she meant to say, why are you adding another one? Confusion. Already 700 commentaries are existing. Many people write commentaries. There are jnanis, there are yogis, there are pure devotees are also giving the commentaries. So there is difference in the commentaries. When a yogi or a jnani presents a commentary, he adds his mental, you can say, concoction or speculations. He speculates so many things and he adds. We will not find the purity of the Bhagavad Gita maintained. Though Bhagavad Gita is very pure, but because he adds something, he subtracts something, that the purity is completely gone. So when Prabhupada presented Bhagavad Gita, when this American lady asked, why Prabhupada another Bhagavad Gita? At that time Prabhupada said, my Bhagavad Gita is as it is. If you see here in the cover page, it is written Bhagavad Gita as it is. Some 17-18 years ago, some few ISKCON devotees had come to our house. At that time, they gave me Bhagavad Gita. I took it with lot of reverence and I kept it in my puja room. After some days, they again came, Mataji, did you read Bhagavad Gita? And I was having that guilt that I did not even open Bhagavad Gita. What to speak of reading? I did not even open also. So then they asked me, Mataji, Bhagavad Gita as it is? Jashi ai tashi, you have kept it as it is? So what Prabhupada means to say, as it is. That means he has not added anything, neither subtracted anything. He is presenting as presented by Krishna himself. If you see in the back of the covers, near the index you can find the references taken by Prabhupada for presenting Bhagavad Gita. He has not added anything out of his own mental theories. He is stating here, the purports of the Bhagavad Gita are all confirmed by standard Vedic authorities. The following authentic scriptures are cited for specific page references. Consult the index. So from Amrita Bindu Upanishad, Atharva Veda, Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he has taken to 769 page you can find the various references taken from other books. So Prabhupada, when he presents Bhagavad Gita, he presents the Bhagavad Gita as presented by Krishna himself without changing any of the meanings. Now, how to study Bhagavad Gita? One has to surrender to the spiritual master to study Bhagavad Gita. It is said Bhagavad Gita cannot be studied by our own mental ideas. By our own endeavor, we can never understand Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita has to be studied under a sampradaya. There are 4 sampradayas in which one can study Bhagavad Gita. There is Brahma Sampradaya, Shri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya and Kumar Sampradaya. Krishna has given his knowledge to 4 people, Brahma, Lakshmi, Shiva and Kumaras. ISKCON comes under Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So it is very safe to study Bhagavad Gita under any of these sampradayas. Sampradaya means, sam means about Lord, pra means prakrushta rupena, daya means to give. The place where I get the complete knowledge about the absolute truth, that place is known as Sampradaya. You can say university. The vice chancellor of this university is Krishna himself. He giving his knowledge to these 4 people, and these 4 people then in this way the Sampradaya flows, or the disciplic succession goes on. Now Brahma giving this knowledge to Narada to Vyasa, and in this way Madhva, in this way the disciplic succession flows. Disciplic succession is very much required. We cannot study Bhagavad Gita with our own endeavor. Even if we try to study with our own endeavor, we will land up in more confusion. Instead of understanding the real import of Bhagavad Gita, we will land up in confusion, or we may try to extract some different meaning out of the given verses. Like there is an example of it. The two boys are there. The two boys are standing beneath the tree. One boy is trying to pluck the mangoes with his own strength, taking a stone, hitting the mango. When the mango falls down, it is completely distorted. The other boy, what he does, he tells his friends, you all climb, the four of his friends climb the tree. And then one mango he plucks, gives it to the other. And in this way, when this boy who is standing under the tree gets the mango, it is undistorted. It is not distorted, it is absolute. So, the boy who was trying to get the mango with his own endeavor, that mango was distorted and this mango is as it is. In the same way, if we try to study Bhagavad Gita with our own endeavor, we may distort the meaning of Bhagavad Gita. Though Bhagavad Gita is available everywhere, one may take Bhagavad Gita, sit at home, try to study. But what will happen? The real import or the meaning of Bhagavad Gita will be completely distorted with our own meaning, with our own endeavor. We will not understand anything about it. That is why Bhagavad Gita has to be studied under a disciplic succession. So disciplic succession is also mentioned very nicely by Srila Prabhupada. Krishna giving his knowledge to Brahma, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to Madhva, and in this way it flows down. You can find this at the page number 31. Vyasa, Madhva, then Padmanabha, Narhari, Madhva, Akshobhya, and in this way it flows down to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So it's very safe to study under a disciplic succession to understand what is there in Bhagavad Gita. So sometimes people ask, what is Bhagavad Gita? Simple answer is, Bhagavad Gita is nothing but manual for this machine to operate. Yantra rudhani maya. This body is a machine. And every machine requires a manual. So this body is a machine, for this manual is what? Bhagavad Gita. Now Bhagavad Gita is also called as an open secret. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. It is a king among all the knowledge. And it is also king among all the secrets also. You will say, how it is a secret? It's so open, everybody can see Bhagavad Gita, read. But still it is a secret. Like there was a guru. One disciple went to that guru and told, give me one mantra which is the most secret mantra. The guru told, okay, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So this person thought, oh, guru has given me the most secret mantra. And was chanting very happily Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Then when he was walking on the street, he saw there is a cycle rickshaw wala also chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This person thought, what is this? My guru gave me a secret mantra. How come this rickshaw wala is also chanting the same mantra? He goes further. There he sees a girl is actually washing the clothes. So she is also singing Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And he is more confused. Further he sees there is a person who is actually making some cow dung, the cakes are made. They just take it and they put it in the wall. So while doing that, he was also chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So this person thinks, my guru has fooled me. I should go to my guru and ask, what is this? You gave me secret mantra? He goes to his guru. Then the guru says, yes, I gave you secret mantra. But then there was no point of arguing with this person. So guru thought, okay, let me give him something which is like a touchstone, which is valuable. So he gave a touchstone and told, show this touchstone to all the three people, the parasmani. He took this parasmani, showed to that cycle wala. The rickshaw wala told, oh, such a nice stone. Anyhow, my legs are so much, because of riding this bicycle so much. What happens? Let me, so much of cracks have become in my legs. Let me use this stone and rub the legs. This person is telling, what is this? Such a valuable thing I have given to you, and you are thinking that you should rub it for the legs. Then he takes again the touchstone, goes to that girl who is washing the clothes, and he says, see this, what I have brought, can you understand what is this? She says, I don't know, I am going to use it as a scrubber for my clothes. And then further he goes, that man is doing something with that cow dung. And then this person says, take this, can you understand what is this stone? No. And the person says, I don't know what is this, but I can use it as a mold for cow dung. Then he brings a stone back to the Guru and says, somehow these three people could not understand the value of this stone what you have given. Then that time the Guru says, same thing, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is also open. Though the stone was also open, but three also could not understand the value in the same way. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so open, but still people cannot understand the importance of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the real meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, until and unless they surrender to a sampradaya. Harinam is open, but this Harinam is like you chant without sampradaya. It is nishphala. Nishphala means you cannot attain the real fruit of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is chanted to attain the love of Krishna. But this can be only understood if we surrender to Guru Shishya Parampara. So in this way, Bhagavad Gita should be studied under the disciplic succession, under the care of spiritual master. So now what is the spirit in which a person should study Bhagavad Gita? It is said when you take a medicine, Srila Prabhupada writes in the introduction, when you take a medicine, how to take this medicine, everything is given on the label. We have to read that and we have to follow the instructions accordingly. In the same way, the spirit of Bhagavad Gita is devotion. Without devotion, one cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. We have to study Bhagavad Gita with complete devotion, complete surrenderance to Krishna. Accepting Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is more important. So now here it is said, even if a person is not convinced Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, at least theoretically accept Krishna is God. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then study Bhagavad Gita, then automatically one comes to the conclusion, yes, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the spirit of Bhagavad Gita is complete devotion. Without devotion to Krishna, how can we understand the instructions of Krishna? Instructions of Krishna are nothing but how to operate this machine and how to go back home, back to Godhead. He wants all of us to be in our real home. So this material world is not our house. Though we think this material world is our house, this is not our house. Our real home is Krishna's home. Goloka Vrindavan Dham. How to go there? How to attain? And that home is completely illumined. And once who goes there, need not have to come back here. Krishna doesn't want us to rot in this material world. That is why he wants all of us to come back to his real home. So in this way, Bhagavad Gita has to be studied under disciplic succession and following each and every instructions of Krishna. Krishna has given elaborately 700 instructions for us. It is not that we have to take some instructions according to our own whims and fancies. Sometimes we like to choose, okay, I like this, I like Karma Yoga, but somehow I don't like Bhakti Yoga now. Now I am young, let me have only Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is only for the old age. I cannot reject some portion of Bhagavad Gita and accept some portion of Bhagavad Gita according to my own choice. That is also known as Ardha Kukunai theory. Ardha Kukunai theory, here there is a lady who has a hen which lays golden eggs. Somehow she doesn't like the front portion of hen because it eats too much. She likes the back portion of the hen because every day she gets golden eggs. So now she decided, let me take a knife and cut the front portion. It doesn't work. Similarly, if we try to cut off some of the instructions of Lord according to our choice, then we can never understand Bhagavad Gita. To become a sincere student of Bhagavad Gita, the foremost qualification required is accepting each and every portion of Bhagavad Gita with a complete understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And also each and every portion of Bhagavad Gita should be studied under Sampradaya. Prabhupada presents this Bhagavad Gita and dedicates it to Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan. You can see here in the front page itself. Gita Upanishad as it is, and also to Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, who presented so nicely the Gita Bhashya commentary on Vedanta philosophy. So let us discuss now how this word Gita Upanishad has come, and also why Prabhupada presents Bhagavad Gita to Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan. Who is Baladev Vidyabhushan? So Gita Upanishad. So Krishna gave Vedas. It is said when Krishna breathes, Vedas emanate. Vedas is nothing but complete knowledge about everything. Veda means to know. So complete knowledge about the material world, about the spiritual world, everything is there in Vedas. So Krishna gives Vedas. But seeing the Kali Yuga dosha, Prayana Alpa Ayusha Sabhyakala Vasmin Yuge Jana Manda Sumanda Matya Manda Bhagya Pradrita. Kali Yuga has so many doshas. Seeing the Kali Yuga doshas, Prayana Alpa Ayu. Kali Yuga people are having short life. On top of that, Manda Buddhi, Manda, they are lazy also. So having so many disqualifications, how a person is going to understand Vedas? That is why Krishna, taking the literary incarnation as Vedavyasa, put this Vedas into writing. So Vedavyasa divided this Vedas into 4 parts: Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Samaved and Atharva Ved. Every chapter of the Vedas, they contain 4 sections: Brahmanakas, Aranyakas, Samhitas and Upanishad. So all these chapters, like Brahmanakas, they describe about the city life. Aranyakas describe about the forest life. Samhitas describe about how to worship various demigods, you can say Devi Devatas, and attain our desires. And in this way, there is a section known as Upanishad. Every chapter has these 4 sections. Now Brahmanakas, Aranyakas and Samhitas, they have nothing spiritual. They are only rituals. The only spiritual portion of every chapter is Upanishad. Wherever this word Upa comes, we should understand Upa means about the absolute truth. Like you have Upavas. Upavas means Vasati. Vasati means to reside besides Lord, or to be always absorbed in Lord. Upavas. Upa means about Lord. So now Upanishad means sitting beside the spiritual master and understanding the absolute truth. So in this way, there are 4, the Vedas are divided into 4 parts: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samveda, Atharva Veda. Every chapter of the Vedas contain 4 sections. So in this way, there are 1130 chapters in all in the whole of Vedas. And there are 1130 Brahmanakas, 1130 Aranyakas, Samhitas, and in this way Upanishads. Now, but Upanishads are like small formulas which were understood by highly intellectual people. Now, Vedavyasa saw there are Vaishyas, Shudras, women who cannot understand these formulas very easily. That is why, to make them understand these formulas of Upanishad, Vedavyasa taught these formulas by giving sometimes a true example, sometimes a created example, and in this way gave 18 Puranas. From these 18 Puranas, 2 important dynasties were taken, that is Suryavamshi and Chandravamshi, Sun dynasty and the Moon dynasty, and Ramayana and Mahabharata were given, which were also known as epics or histories or itihasas. So in this way, Vedavyasa put the Vedas into writing, gave Puranas and also gave itihasas. Now these highly intellectual people, they derided this Puranas and itihasas, considering these are only for the low class people. So when their Acharya, Shripad Adi Shankaracharya, saw that my students are neglecting Mahabharata, and in this way they are actually neglecting Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata. Bhagavad Gita comes in Mahabharata, Bhishma Parva, 25th chapter to 42nd chapter, you will find Bhagavad Gita. So there are how many chapters? 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. So when Shripad Adi Shankaracharya saw that his students are neglecting Puranas, his students are neglecting Itihasas, in this way his students are neglecting Bhagavad Gita, then immediately Shripad Adi Shankaracharya sang Gita Mahatmya. So the Gita Mahatmya is also put in your book. One of the Mahatmya which Adi Shankaracharya sang is Sarvopanishado Gao Dogdha Gopalanandana Partho Vat Satsudir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Amritam Mahat. If all the Upanishad is compared to cow, then Dugdham Gita Amritam Mahat. Sarvopanishado Gao Dogdha Gopalanandana. Krishna is milking that cow. And the first recipient of this milk is Partha. Partha is compared to Vatsa, because the first recipient of the cow's milk is calf, and then the remaining milk is given to other people. So the remaining milk, Gita Amritam Mahat, Gita Amritam, Dugdham Gita. So the nectarian milk of Bhagavad Gita is first given to Arjuna, and then it is given to the remaining intellectual people. So whoever is studying Bhagavad Gita is actually intelligent, is having the mercy of Lord. So in this way, Shripad Adi Shankaracharya, he gave name to Bhagavad Gita as Gita Upanishad. So this Gita Upanishad is named, Bhagavad Gita is named as Gita Upanishad by Shripad Adi Shankaracharya. Because his students were so much crazy about this word Upanishad. Okay, now it is Gita Upanishad. So Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Upanishad. If all the Upanishad is compared to cow, Krishna is milking that cow, and that milk is Bhagavad Gita. And why Bhagavad Gita is said to be nectarian or Amrita? Whoever studies Bhagavad Gita will never die. So how will never die? Anyhow body is going to be dead. But what will not die is the soul. So this knowledge one gets by studying Bhagavad Gita. That one is not going to die. What is going to be dead is the matter, is the body, is a form. The matter is taken a form. That is going to die. Anyhow, matter is also eternal. That anyhow we will be coming to know in the subject matters of Bhagavad Gita. So Gita Upanishad name has been given by Shripad Adi Shankaracharya. Then we can see here that how Srila Prabhupada dedicates Bhagavad Gita to Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan. So Baladev Vidyabhushan was a great devotee. He got initiated in the Gaudiya Vaishnava cult, and then he goes to Vrindavan to study under the care of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. At that time the news comes to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur from Jaipur king that some Ramanandis have come and they are presenting so many theories, and they are trying to separate Radharani from Krishna, saying that Radharani should not stand near Krishna. Rukmini should be there near Krishna, not Radharani. So then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur sent Baladev Vidyabhushan. When Baladev Vidyabhushan came and was trying to present before Ramanandis, they told, do you have a commentary? Gaudiya Vaishnava means you should have a commentary. If you want to present your Siddhanta, then you should have commentaries, especially on Vishnu Sahasranam, Puranas, Bhagavad Gita. Then Baladev Vidyabhushan told, I don't have any commentary. Then how can you present? How can you present an argument? Then Lord himself gave these commentaries for 7 days to Baladev Vidyabhushan. What took for Madhvacharya 17 years to write the commentary? What took Ramanujacharya 40 years? Here Baladev Vidyabhushan presented the commentary in just 7 days. And who personally guided him? Krishna himself. That is why Baladev Vidyabhushan's commentary is known as Govinda Bhashya, the commentary given by Lord Govinda himself. And in this way Baladev Vidyabhushan was successful in defeating the Ramanandis. So we have 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. The names of the 18 chapters are given here. Observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Sainya Darshana Yoga is also known as Arjuna Vishada Yoga or Lamentation of Arjuna. Then there is a doubt why this chapter is included in Bhagavad Gita. Lamentation of Arjuna. Arjuna is crying. What it has to do with Bhagavad Gita? If Arjuna would not have been crying, or Arjuna would not have been put in ignorance, the whole Bhagavad Gita would not have been spoken by Lord. That is why observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, lamentation of Arjuna is nothing but Purva Kriya. Purva Kriya means before any yajna, some prior arrangement has to be done. Like before coming to this hall, some prior arrangement was done. So this prior arrangement is also a part of the yajna. So first chapter is part of Bhagavad Gita. It is if Arjuna would not have lamented, naturally Krishna would not have spoken Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna Vishada Yoga, contents of the Gita summarized. Sankhya Yoga, then comes Karma Yoga, third chapter, that is also known as Karma Yoga. Transcendental knowledge, Jnana Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness, fifth chapter. Karma Sannyasa Yoga, then comes Dhyana Yoga, that is in Sanskrit also it's known as Dhyana Yoga. Knowledge of the absolute Akshara Brahma Yoga, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, knowledge of the absolute Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Attaining the supreme, that is Akshara Brahma Yoga. The most confidential knowledge, Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yoga. The opulence of the absolute, that is Vibhuti Yoga. The universal form. What is that universal form? 11th one, universal form.
Krishna shows.
What is it? Vishwarupa Darshana. At least this name everybody knows. Because Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Because in the TV they show this. Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. So among all the chapters, people know this chapter at least. Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Then devotional service, what it can be? Bhakti Yoga. For which people are very much reluctant to do. And then the nature, enjoyer and consciousness. Kshetra, Kshetragya, Bhaga, Yoga. The three modes of material nature, Gunatraya, Vibhaga Yoga. The yoga of the Supreme Person, this also people know. But generally, somebody is dead in the house, then immediately this chapter is read. So can you tell me what is there? The yoga of the Supreme Person. Purushottama Yoga. Generally this chapter is read that time. The divine, yes, 15th chapter. Because in the 15th chapter, Krishna describes his abode. How is the nature of his abode? How in this way, Purushottama Yoga. Then divine and the demonic nature, Daivasura Sampada Yoga. The divisions of faith, Shraddhatraya Bhaga Yoga. The perfection of renunciation, last, Sannyas Yoga. So in this way 18 chapters names are also given. When now comes the spirit of Bhagavad Gita, as we discussed, is devotion. Without devotion one can never understand Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna is selected by Krishna. Why? Because he is a devotee and friend. Without devotion we can never understand. So here it is said, there are 5 types of relationship with Lord. That is also known as rasas. Rasa means the mellows. Now this mellow word is also insufficient to describe the word rasa. Like mother feeds the child. How is she going to describe it in words? It is very difficult to describe the experience which mother is having while feeding the child. So there are certain things which is very difficult to describe. But still here 5 types of rasas has been spoken. That is Shantaras, the devotee in a passive state. Then you have Dasyaras, active state, as a friend, Sakhyaras, as a parent, Vatsalyaras, and conjugal love, that is Madhurya Ras. So every jiva has a relationship with Krishna in any of these 5 rasas. In the Shantaras, there is always a reverence towards Lord, that is respect is there. But still personal dealings are not there. Like you happen to pass by a temple, then what you do? With reverence you fold the hands and then do some namaskar and go. But still there is no personal relationship, like you are not serving Lord, there is no personal dealings with the Lord. You have respect for Lord, but still you are not having any personal relationship with Lord. That is why this rasa is also known as impersonal rasa. Still personal relationship is not there. That is why devotee doesn't want to be in this rasa, because there is no personal relationship, then what is the use? But devotees like to be in active state. Active state means that is dasya rasa. Want to serve Lord. From here starts the personal relationship with Lord. So dasya ras, like Hanuman likes to serve Prabhu Ram. And then when this friendship, when this servitorship becomes so friendly, then that person, even though he is a servant, but still tries to advise Krishna. Like Arjuna tried to advise Krishna. That is why Arjuna is known as a friend. So though Arjuna is a servant, every jiva is a servant, but the relationship is so strong that that servitorship is now extended to friendliness or friendship. So now in this friendship you have servitorship, at the same time you have reverence, at the same time you have an equality, a sense of equality. Now parenthood. What is a parenthood? Thinking that I am the protector of Krishna, forgetting that Krishna is the protector, like Nanda Baba. Yeah, Vatsalyata. So in the Vatsalyata what happens? Like Nanda Baba, Yashoda, they forgot that Krishna is a protector. In fact, they thought that they are the protectors. Like Devaki says, oh, you are my child. First Krishna shows his four-handed form. At the time Devaki had the knowledge that Krishna is God. Krishna is God. But still there is Vatsalyata. But Nanda Baba, Yashoda, they did not have even a small tinge of knowledge that their son is God. Here at least Devaki had the knowledge that the son is God. But Yashoda and Nanda Baba did not have even a slightest knowledge that the son is God. So they used to always think that they are the protectors of Lord. So in this way, along with the servitorship, along with equality, there is a sense of protecting attitude. That I am protecting Lord. So in this way, Vatsalyata. And further is Madhuryata. In the Madhuryata, complete surrenderance to Krishna. Like the gopis of Vrindavan, they completely surrendered to Krishna. The Dwarikas, the queen of Dwarika, they also surrendered to Krishna. So Madhuryata, one is Parakiya Bhavarasa, one is Swakiya Bhavarasa. In the Madhurya Rasa also there are two types of rasa. Swakiya means enjoying with his own wife. Parakiya means enjoying with other's wife. And you will say, what is this? Krishna is enjoying with other's wife? It's the most degrading thing. What is the most degrading in this world is the topmost in the spiritual world. Spiritual world is completely opposite of material world. So Madhurya Rasa, one may be a devotee as a conjugal lover. So every jiva is connected to Krishna in all these rasas. The commonness in all these rasa is servitorship. So every jiva is a servant of Krishna. Jivera swarupa hoy Krishnera nityadas. Every jiva is a servant of Krishna. One should not forget this. And this is known as our own swarupa. Swarupa means, what is my swarupa? Swarupa means, what is my rupa? I am servant of Krishna. What is bhaya rupa? Oh, I am a woman, I am a man, I am Indian, I am a Pakistani. All these things is bhaya rupa. Swarupa means, what is my relationship with Lord? And that is known as constitutional position. Every jiva has a constitutional position, and this constitutional position is understanding that I am servant of Krishna. So it is not that somebody came and told me and then I became the servant of Krishna. No. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhu Kabunai. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema. Everybody is a servant of Krishna. Everyone loves Krishna. Krishna says, Mama Ivansho Jiva Loke. So everybody are anshas of Krishna. So this love and this constitutional position is always there. It is not that somebody came and told me and then I became a servant. No. By hearing what happens, I revive this consciousness. So I have forgotten that I am servant of Krishna. By hearing Shuddha Chitta Krishna Prema Sadhu Kabune. So in this way what happens? Our Shuddha Chitta is aroused. The more we hear, we understand that I am not this body, I am soul and I am servant of Krishna. In this way, Arjuna then tells in the introduction, Prabhupada writes, Arjuna says, you yourself, many people glorify you, especially Narada, then you have Asita, Devala, Vyasa, everybody has told that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And you yourself have also declared, Sarvame Tadrutam Manye, here. Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. In this way, page number 5. Page number 5. Swayam Chaiva Brahmishime, even you yourself declare that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am going to hear each and every word of yours, O Krishna. So, further, here Prabhupada describes what is the purpose of studying Bhagavad Gita. There will be a question in everyone's mind, what is the purpose of studying Bhagavad Gita, why we should study Bhagavad Gita? Because the material world is compared to a big ocean of nescience, ocean of ignorance. And to cross this ocean, we have to study Bhagavad Gita. Without Bhagavad Gita, it is impossible to cross this ocean of birth and death. And also, here in the introduction, Prabhupada writes, in this world, people are actually suffering. But an intelligent person is one who is inquiring to his suffering. Like there are people who are suffering, then what you should do? You should inquire why we are suffering. And if we are contented with this suffering and thinking that this suffering is only happiness, then what happens? We'll be suffering more. Or we are thinking, I have a big bungalow, where am I suffering? I have so many servants around me, where am I suffering? I have family members around me, where am I suffering? But so-called happiness in this material world is nothing but getting so many facilities in the jail. So if a person is getting so many facilities in the jail and thinking that the atmosphere of the jail is so wonderful, why should he come out of the jail? Then that person is in foolishness. He is called a big fool, considering the facilities given in the jail to be the happiness. In the same way, the so-called facilities which a person gets in this material world is nothing but the things which is going to bind him more in this material world. So, intellectual person is one who inquires. Then this inquiry is known as Athato Brahma Jigyasa, the inquiry unto the absolute truth. So, we are suffering, but inquiring why we are suffering. This so-called happiness is also temporary. Like happiness and sorrow can be compared to a person is drowned in the water. Then for that moment, that for that person, it is what? It is suffering. And when it is brought above the water, then that moment is known as, a big relief is there for him. Such a big relief. So now, so-called drowning and so-called bringing him up is going on. And now this person thinks, sometimes I have relief and sometimes I am suffering. So happiness and sorrow can be compared as like different intervals. It is only a gap between two, like happiness is nothing but gap between two miseries. Misery is nothing but a gap between two happiness. So it goes on, happiness, misery, this goes on. So one should understand that what is the real misery in my life? The real misery is considering these moments to be eternal. That is the problem. We think this happiness, this misery, when the misery comes, we think, this misery is going to last always. That is also one type of ignorance. Considering ignorance to be knowledge, that is the real misery. Considering ignorance to be the knowledge. Being in the bodily concept, that is the real misery. That is why a person should inquire. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Athato means at least now inquire. Till now what I was doing then? Till now I was only engaging my life in eating, mating, sleeping and defending. Like animals also are doing that. Animals also eat, animals also mate, animals also defend, animals also sleep. So what is so big in it? Ahar, Nidra, Bhai, Maithunam cha Samanyaitat Pashubhir Naranam. Even a person, even an animal also does this activity. Like in science we have, man is a social animal. Yes, till the point of inquiry, man is only known as a social animal. The moment he starts inquiring, Athato Brahma Jigyasa, Brahma means unto the absolute truth. Who am I? From where I have come? Is there life after death? Who is God? What is my relationship to Lord? Till this point of inquiry, the man cannot be called as a human. The moment he starts inquiring, that is the time he is termed as a human. So Athato Brahma Jigyasa, here Shripad Ramanujacharya writes, Athato means at least from now. From now, inquire. Inquire into the absolute truth. Then further, Prabhupada mentions that the real purpose of life, Lord desires specifically to re-establish the real purpose of life, and man forgets his purpose. Even then, out of many human beings who awaken, there may be one who actually enters the spirit of understanding his position, and for him this Bhagavad Gita is spoken. Actually, we are swallowed by the tigress of nescience, but the Lord is very merciful upon living entities, especially human beings. To this end, he spoke the Bhagavad Gita, making his friend Arjuna his student. So in this way, when Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, that is the time Krishna speaks Bhagavad Gita. Now a question arises. What is there in Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita contains 5 subject matters. So we'll take a 5 minutes gap and then do it. You want to go for washroom? It's okay? So 5 subject matters. So we'll start it. You can have it. The 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita: soul, God, Prakriti, Kala, Karma. इसे आप रख लो, कट कर दीजिए फोन. So 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita, that is Prakriti, soul, God, Prakriti, Kala and Karma. Out of these 5 subject matters, 4 are eternal, 1 is temporary. God, soul, Prakriti, Kala, they are eternal, and Karma is temporary. So let us discuss the difference between God and soul. Sometimes people out of ignorance, they call themselves as God, but they forget that Jiva is only a minute particle. So we should know the difference between God and soul. God, God, generator, operator, destructor. One who generates everything, one who operates everything, one who destroys everything. Krishna is God. And some may ask, why Krishna is God? Then it is said, one who attracts everyone by his qualities. Akarshan, attraction. Karshati iti Krishna. He is God. Why? Because he is attracting everybody by his wonderful qualities. There is difference between God and Jiva. So Krishna, Karshati iti Krishna. Karshati means he is attracting everyone by his qualities. So God means one who has all the qualities in full. God is creator. God is enjoyer. What we are doing, Jiva only helps him. He is cooperating with him. Jiva is enjoyed by Lord. Lord is infinite. We are just infinitesimal. Jiva is just infinitesimal. God is omnipresent. He is present everywhere. He is present in everyone's heart. That is why he knows each and everyone's desire. Now Jiva is only present in the particular body. That is why the Jiva can know only about its own body. The knowledge of Lord is infinite, but our knowledge is very infinitesimal, very small. Lord is also known as Vibhu, Vibhu Atma, Vibhu. We are only Anu Atma. Lord is Paramatma, Lord is absolute. We are only part and parcel of Lord. Now in this way, there are so many differences between God and Jiva. God is master. We are only servant. How can a servant become a master? But out of ignorance, sometimes we like to be called as God. But we are only gods. We are not God. We only belong to Lord. God''S. So in this way, God is enjoyer. We are only enjoyed by Lord. God is not influenced by Prakriti. In fact, Krishna says, Mayadhyakshena Prakriti. I am the one who is actually operating this Prakriti, or he is the owner of the Prakriti. How can Prakriti influence him? So Maya Adhyakshena, Adhyaksha means I am actually the one who is governing this Prakriti. But Jiva is influenced by the Prakriti. That is why Jiva gets a body made up of Prakriti. But Krishna's body and Krishna is one person. That is why Krishna is absolute. His body is completely transcendental. It is not that Krishna goes on changing the body. No. Krishna and his body is one. Absolute. But Jiva goes on changing the body. Sometimes this body, sometimes another body. In this way the Jiva changes the body. Because Jiva though is spiritual conscious, is always is having the spiritual consciousness, but can be contaminated when it comes in touch with the Prakriti. That is the time the spiritual consciousness is forgotten, the constitutional position is forgotten, and the Jiva becomes conditioned. And this conditional stage is known as contaminated consciousness. But when Lord descends to this material world, he is not materially contaminated. He always has spiritual consciousness. He is supremely conscious. He knows everything. That is why he is omnipresent, omniscient. He knows everything. He is present everywhere. He is present in each and everyone's heart. So what is the desire of the Jiva? That also is known by Krishna. So Lord knows everything. But the Jiva knows only about its own body. So it is very difficult to understand God, but at the same time one can understand God if one surrenders to Lord with complete sincerity, understanding that Jiva is only a part and parcel of Krishna. So here very elaborately Prabhupada has explained about God and Jiva, the difference between the God and Jiva. Then we'll come to the next topic, that is Prakriti. This body is made up of Prakriti. So Prakriti means 24 elements, combination of 24 elements. What we see everywhere is nothing but Prakriti. The combination of 24 elements, especially the body, the human body is a combination of 24 elements. When these 24 elements combine together is also known as Mahat Tattva. So in this way, Prakriti is also eternal. The forms taken by the Prakriti, that is temporary. What we are attracted to is the form taken by the Prakriti. The Prakriti is not destroyed. Prakriti is also eternal. Like Jiva is eternal, Krishna is eternal, the Prakriti is also eternal. So what is destroyed is the forms taken by the Prakriti or the manifestations of Prakriti, which in the different varieties, like sometimes in some yoni, sometimes in another yoni, the Prakriti takes different forms. That forms are temporary. So now Prakriti is also eternal. Now 24 elements are also eternal. So let us see these 24 elements. Prakriti is made up of 24 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. That is the 5 gross elements. Now how is this body made up of? 5 gross elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. So they are also eternal. Now there are knowledge gaining senses. How am I going to understand there is earth? You require nose for it. When you see the first rains come, at the time nice khushbu comes. That time you say, oh, mitti ki bahut achhi khushbu aa rahi hai. So this earth, this nose is required to understand earth. So knowledge gaining senses. For earth it is nose. For water it is tongue. For fire it is eyes. So earth, water, fire, air, it is skin. For ether is nothing but the vacuum in the space by which the sound travels. So you require an ear. So in this way 5 knowledge gaining senses are there. Then you have sense objects. Like for earth you have nose, then the sense object is the smell. So for water it is tongue, then naturally it should be the taste. For fire it is eyes, so it is sight. For air it is skin, so it is touch. For ether it is ears, so it is sound. So you have 5 sense objects. Then you have 5 working elements: hands, legs, mouth, intestines and genitals. And in this way you have 20 elements, and the next 3 are mind, intelligence and false ego. And then you have the 24th one, that is Pradhan. The combination of Pradhan, the combination of 3 gunas, Rajogun, Tamogun and Satogun, Rajogun and Tamogun. Mode of goodness, mode of passion and mode of ignorance. In this way, this body is made up of 24 elements, out of which earth, water, fire, air, ether are known as 5 gross elements. Now Prakriti is eternal. The forms taken by Prakriti is temporary. So this body goes on changing. There are different types of bodies. It is said there are some bodies like insects, there is a tree body, there are different species, you can say. There are 84 lakh species, and the soul passes through one species, then another species. At last we have come to a human body. Jalaja Navalakshani Sthavara Lakshamimshati. Jalaja Navalakshani, 9 lakh species of aquatics. Jalaja Navalakshani Sthavara Lakshamimshati. Sthavara, the trees are 20 lakhs trees are there. 20 lakh types of trees are there. Sthavara Lakshamimshati. Then you have Rudra Sankhyanam, Krimeho Rudra Sankhyanam. You have insects, 11 lakh types of insects. Pakshinam Dashalakshanam. You have 10 lakh species of birds. Then you have 4-legged animals. 4-legged animals are something about 10 lakhs, and in this way 4 lakh species of humans are left. So in this way Trimsa Lakshani Pashava, there are 30 lakh species of 4-legged animals. So the count goes like this: 9 lakh species of aquatics, then you have 20 lakh species of trees, 29 became, 11 lakh species of insects, 40, then you have 30 lakh species of 4-legged animals, 70, 10 lakh species of birds, 80, and 4 lakh species of humans.
Now even scientists are saying that this count is correct.
Yeah, this is given in the Puranas. Padma Puran states about this. The count is correct. And just imagine, we have got a human body and we are wasting it. So Prakriti has taken different forms, but among all the forms, what is the most important form is this human body. Though animals also eat, we also eat, but there is a difference between an animal and a human. The intelligence which a human has got, by which one can understand what is one's goal, by which one can even inquire. Even to inquire, you require intelligence. Without intelligence, what am I going to inquire? Athat jigyasa, for this also I require intelligence. Imagine if intelligence is not there, what we are going to inquire? Do trees inquire? They also breathe. We also breathe, they also breathe. But trees cannot inquire. Birds cannot inquire. Insects cannot inquire.
One question that comes to my mind very often. If they cannot inquire, then how they move up the ladder of the yonis?
Yes. It is said the death of every animal or every species is actually the upliftment in the spiritual path, because it does not go against the law of nature. Now you keep grass before the tiger will not even touch it. You keep some meat before the cow will not even see it. They don't transgress the law of nature. That is why, according to the law of nature, the death of an animal is spiritual advancement for that animal. Automatically. So if the soul passes through one body, another body, and in this way at last comes to the human body. So human body, yes, it's a time lag. It is actually the spiritual ladder. It's a spiritual ladder. So getting a human body is actually a wonderful thing. But after getting this human body, if a person forgets that what is the real purpose of attaining this body and only leads his life like an animal, then what happens? He has wasted the chance to uplift himself in spiritual path.
Comes back to the animal kingdom.
Yes, again he has to come back to the lower species. Just imagine, after attaining such a wonderful thing, and if a person is not able to understand the importance of that, he is a miser. Like you have a wealth, you don't want to spend, then you are a miser. In the same way, I have the wealth of knowledge, and with this knowledge, with this inquisitiveness, with this intelligence, I can attain the knowledge. I can gain the knowledge, I can inquire, because I have the tendency to inquire. That intelligence is given, but I am not applying that intelligence. So what is the wealth given to a human body? The intelligence to inquire. That is why unless we inquire, we can never progress in devotional life. Now how to inquire, where to inquire, that we saw. The Sampradaya, the answers we can get only in Sampradaya. So Prakriti means the body, the matter which has 24 elements, by which various types of bodies are created. Now though everything is Prakriti, but still we find difference in the activities. Like two sons are there for the same mother, but the activities of the two sons will be differing from each other. The mother is the same, the culture given is also the same. Then why is it that the children are behaving in a different way? Because of the influence of the modes. That is Pradhan. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Not that somebody is in complete mode of goodness, or somebody is in complete mode of passion, no. Or somebody is in complete mode of ignorance. Nobody can be complete in any of the modes. It is permutation and combination of the three modes. For some, maybe the goodness is more. For some, the passion will be more. In the 14th chapter, we will find the modes have been described. The modes of material nature. So somebody is in mode of goodness, we should also understand the other modes are also present, but they are negligible. So somebody is in mode of goodness, generally we call that person as good person. His moral value, his principles in his life is like simple living, high thinking. He is a wonderful person. He is sinless. He likes to gain knowledge. So generally he always behaves very nicely. He has compassion. He is a very good person. He is very simple by his heart. So then, tatra sattvam nirmalatvat. Nirmalatvat means his mind is very nirmal. There is no sin. So he is a sinless person. So naturally he gets lot of benefits. But Krishna says, even this mode binds us in this material world. Because nobody wants to go away from the benefit. Because he is a good person, his life is sinless, and he naturally enjoys his life. He gets many things in his life because of his simple nature. And nobody wants to, because sinless life, naturally there is no much punishment and all is there. So he is enjoying his life. Nobody wants to come out of enjoyment. That is why even mode of goodness is also binding us in this material world. Then comes mode of passion. Because mode of passion means he is a passionate person. Money is honey. Everything is just because of unlimited desires. So much of desires he has. So whole day is only in anxiety. Whole day working. Whole life goes in working. So much of anxiety is there in his life. And because of his anxiety, there is always anger. Anger is also there. Anxiety is there. And this passion is also binding us in this material world. Then ignorant person, beg, borrow, steal, that is the fund of his life, is very lazy, pramada alasya nidra, always sleeping, always lazy, always pramada means he is mad. So, ignorant person is also bound in this material world. Though the shackles may differ, for some it may be gold shackles, for some it can be a silver, for some it can be an iron shackle. But shackle is always a shackle only. A person who is in the mode of goodness is also bound, passionate person is also bound, and ignorant person is also bound. So Prakriti means the modes by which the matter seems to move. The modes which is making the matter to move, to behave in a particular way. So every person is bound by these modes, because of which the activity, the taste, everything differs. Which elaborately Krishna speaks in 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita.
Maya also. Maya.
Prakriti, see, Maya means not this, okay? What is the meaning of really Maya? Means not this. Prakriti is eternal, okay? Not this. I am not earth, but if I consider myself as earth, that is Maya.
Yeah, but these three qualities, which you
These three
about,
qualities, yes.
are generated by Maya.
They are generated by.
Eclipsed by
They are generated by Prakriti. Prakriti has one of the element that is known as Pradhan. This Maya word is like this. Like now, the phone can be Maya if I use it for my own purposes. The phone can be spiritualized if I use it for Krishna. So Prakriti can be spiritualized if used in Krishna's service.
And what is the attitude behind it?
Yeah. Now mode of goodness can be spiritualized if I use the same goodness to be good in the society. Okay. Why are you good in the society? Being good is not our goal. Being good to spiritualize everyone, that is using the modes in Krishna's service. Then you become you are transcending the mode.
Right.
You are not in the mode of goodness, but you are above the mode of goodness. So, but if you are restricting yourself to only being good in the society, then that is Maya. And what is it Maya? Considering this is everything, which is not.
Yeah.
Considering that thing to be everything which is not, that is known as Maya. Like sometimes you see in the desert a mirage and you think that is a water. It is not this. That is means illusion. You think that illusion is everything. So people like to be good in the society. Generally we teach also to the children in the moral value classes, be good in the society. In the schools what they teach is only they teach. But be spiritual in the society. Even if you are good, people are going to expect more out of you. At least if you are bad, nobody will say that be more be more bad. No. But if you are good, people will expect more from you, isn't it? Yeah, they'll exploit you. They want more from you. But if you are bad, they will not say you become worse or you become the worst. No. So in this way, thinking that goodness is everything or being passionate is everything, that is Maya. Prakriti can be used in Krishna's service. Krishna says, that is my Prakriti. It is not, it is my energy. Prakriti is nothing but Krishna's energy only. It is Krishna's energy. But considering Prakriti to be one's own
goodness,
that is Maya. That is Maya. So understanding this word Maya, Maya means considering which is not yours to be yours. That is a problem. So we think, oh, this body is everything, this body is mine, that is Maya. But this Prakriti is Krishna's, then you use that Prakriti in Krishna's service. It is spiritualized. So Prakriti means these all 24 elements, and these elements are operated because of the differences in these elements are because of the hold of Satoguna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, because of which there are differences in the activities, differences in the nature, differences in the choices, different permutations and combinations. Then comes the topic Kala. Kala means the time. Krishna says, Aham Kalosmi, I am the time. But I say, I have no time. When you ask a person, please chant, what he says, I have no time. But Krishna says, I am the time. Even in English we have a problem. Time and tide waits for no man. If once the time gone, we cannot again use the time. It is gone. So when the time is allotted for every body, and every body has to use the time allotted to them. And this time has to be utilized in Krishna's service. Time is Krishna. Krishna says, I am the time. But the moment we forget Krishna, the same Krishna appears as Kala. Kala means death. So now a person who doesn't remember Krishna, for him the same Lord appears as death. So what is the meaning of death? The death means the death for the material activities. For a conditioned soul, he thinks these activities are everything. So what happens? When the body dies, all the material activities are dead, stopped. But a person who is constitutionally situated, or he knows that devotion is everything, for him there is no death, or you can say a devotee never dies. Why? Though the body may die, but the activities will go on. In this body, next body, any body, the activities, the spiritual activities never die. It is said, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya, even if you do a small activity in Krishna consciousness, even 1% if you do, that is carried forward. It starts with the next. But even if you are 100% successful in the material life, but still you have to start with 0. That is why time has to be managed properly. How to utilize each and every moment of our life in Krishna consciousness, that is more important. That is the purpose of having the human body. Dogs are also living, cats are also living, human is also living, but the purpose of life should be understood. It is just not, okay, morning I'll get up, take bath, eat, go to office, again eat, again sleep. No. Why am I living? Why am I eating? Why am I sleeping also? Everything has a purpose, and the purpose is to serve Lord. So in this way, understanding our dharma, that is known as dharma. Dharma means understanding my relationship to Lord. That is the purpose of our life. Dharmoi eko adhiko vishesho dharmaihina pashubhe samana. Dharma means understanding what is the thing which is inseparable from an object. So what is the thing which is inseparable from the jiva? That is the serving attitude. Service cannot be separated from jiva. Wherever the jiva is, it serves. But whom to serve, that is more important. We serve our senses, we serve the people around. But serving Lord is the prime goal. If you serve Lord, automatically others are happy. We are trying to keep everybody happy. That is a problem. But if you serve Lord, like if you root the water, if you water the root, then the whole tree is nourished. Yatha taror nishechayena. If you serve the root, mula nishechayena. Taror means tree. If the root of the tree is watered, the whole tree is nourished. But if you try to water each and every leaf, each and every fruit, then what happens? Your time is wasted. In the same way, if you do devotion, then everybody is happy. You don't have to do anything individually. So here the time has been spoken. The time means the period allotted for the body to stay. So this period has to be utilized in Krishna's service. So we have finished the topic soul, God, Prakriti, Kala. These four are also eternal. Krishna is eternal. Krishna identifies himself with the time. Time is also eternal. Prakriti is also eternal. Jiva is also eternal. That means Jiva is not born. The body is born. Jiva is not born. Jiva is, there is no birth for Jiva. There is no death for Jiva. No birth, no death. Jatasya na mrityuhu. There is no birth, there is no death. For Krishna, Krishna is completely eternal. Jiva is completely eternal. Prakriti is completely eternal. Kala is also eternal. So now what is changeable? That is karma. So what is the meaning of karma? The activity done in the stipulated time by using the modes of material nature, that is known as karma. In the karma we have three types. This karma binds us in this material world, but the same karma can also liberate us from this material world. Like if you take so much of milk, what happens? Sometimes the stomach is upset. But then you take the milk in a different way, then the same thing becomes the cure. Like the dahi is the cure, or the curd is the cure for the bowel disorder. So in the same way, though karma is binding us in this material world, the same karma can also liberate us from this material world. So let us see the three types of karma. Sakama karma, that is the karma which is yielding you fruits, which is prescribed in the Vedas. Sakama means with desire. Sakama karma. With desires, you are performing activity, but those activities are prescribed in the Vedas, which yields fruits for you. And then you have like sakama. Sakama means you have desires. Then there is vikarma. Vikarma means which is not prescribed in the Vedas. You have meat eating, you have intoxication, you have illicit sex. All these things are not prescribed in the Vedas, and which is going to give you bad results. So that is known as vikarma. You have sakarma, you have vikarma. Then there is something known as akarma, the activity for which there is no result, neither good nor bad. Now sakarma had sakama karma, or you can say sakarma, the activities prescribed in the Vedas yielding you good results. Vikarma activity is not prescribed in the Vedas, which is surely going to give you bad results. But the activities for which there is no result, then you think, what is this? Activity means some results should be there. How come an activity be without any results? Now let us take an example. There was a 100 rupee note lying on the ground. Mr. A comes, he looks here and there, he finds nobody, then he thinks anyhow that is not belonging to me, he walks off. Mr. B comes, he also looks everywhere, and then he sees nobody is there, let me put it in the pocket, and he goes away. Mr. C comes, he also looks here and there, he finds it 100 rupees, and he takes it and goes for, searches for the right person and gives him the money back. So just see, he did the activity of A, he did the activity of B. He took it and put it in the pocket, but with the consciousness of A. It is not mine, it is somebody else's. So for which it is like, for A you can say it's a good result, for B bad result, for this person it is no result. Generally we say it is good, but we don't know, actually it is beyond even good also, it is beyond good. Mr. A performed a good activity of not taking something which is not his. Mr. B performed an activity which is actually worst. It is somebody else's, but he put it and he went. He took it and he went. Mr. C, what he did? He took it, but he searched for the right person and gave it to him. So that activity is beyond even good. Beyond good. So the activity which is beyond good, that is known as transcendental activity, where you keep Krishna in the center.
It's called Nashkarma.
It is it is known as akarma. Akarma.
What is Nashkarma Siddhi?
No, that I'll tell you later. So this is known as akarma. Now, how to understand this more? The activity for which there is no result. Like you go to temple and there you get tirtha. Now there is an ordinary water, there is bisleri water. So generally bisleri water you say it's a good water. Ordinary water you will say it is a bad water. But tirtha, what you will say? You don't go and even analyze also. That it belongs to which water? It is tap water or it is made from bisleri water. You don't ask. Tirtha is beyond good and beyond bad. When Krishna is in the center, anything you do for Krishna, that becomes beyond. Like prasadam. When the food is offered to Krishna, that becomes prasad. So at one time we say prasadam acha hai, but we will not even say, we don't have the daring also to say prasad gandha hai. Sometimes there is more salt in the prasad than what you say, shayad Krishna ko jada namak khana hai aaj. But you will not say prasad aaj gandha hai. Because we don't know the word divya, we use acha. But actually the word which is used for describing the activities concerning Krishna or keeping Krishna in the center, that is known as Divya. Prasad Divya hai, Tirth Divya hai. Anything keeping Krishna in the center, that activities become akarma. Yajñarthat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. Tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. The same activity. When you cook for yourself, that activity will bind you in this material world. You cook for your family, it will be binding you in this material world. You cook for Krishna, the cooking is the same, activity is the same. But now what happened? The same activity will liberate you from this material world. Yajñarthat karmano anyatraha. If the activity is not done for Krishna, then that will be the cause of the bondage. But if the activity is done for Krishna, the same activity liberates us from this material world. That is why activity is considered to be temporary. You can change the activity. You can change it. Like you are singing. But if you sing for Lord, it becomes bhajan. It becomes bhajan. And you can tell anybody's name. But if you are chanting Krishna's name, it becomes kirtan. So the words used in Krishna's service, glorifying Krishna, the same words liberate us from this material world. And if you use the words in which there is no glorification of Krishna, the same words bind us in this material world. So the 5 subject matters have been elaborately described in Bhagavad Gita, that is God, soul, Prakriti, Kala and Karma, out of which 4 are eternal, 1 is temporary. So then further, here Prabhupada mentions about the position here, that how Bhagavad Gita is complete. That is also has been mentioned. 1 minute. Did we do up to the complete thing? Up to the features of Lord. Okay. So we shall find therefore in this Bhagavad Gita that the complete whole is comprised of the Supreme Controller, the controlled living entities, the cosmic manifestation, eternal time and karma. So here a wonderful topic is also given about mukti. Generally we like to have this, we like to know about mukti. People like to say mukti. They are very much attracted to this word known as mukti. Mukti hitva anyatharupam swarupena vyavasthitihi. This is the real meaning of mukti. But people say, bas mujhe mukti milna hai, mukti. They are very much attracted to this word mukti. Mukti is a relative term and differs person to person. If they really don't understand the real meaning of mukti, then mukti word becomes a relative word. For a child who is going to the school every day, for him mukti is being in a holiday. For a mother-in-law, the mukti is when the daughter-in-law goes to parents' place. So mukti is a relative term according to different people. But actual meaning of mukti is mukti hitva anyatha rupam. Give up all the anya rupaha. So many rupas we have taken. In so many ways we try to identify ourselves. Like one of the element of Prakriti is ego. That is known as identification, false identification. We have identified ourselves to the Prakriti to such an extent that we think Prakriti is everything. So false identification. Krishna says, give up this false identification. Mukti hitva anya rupaha swarupena vivastitihi. Swarupa, be situated in your own rupa. So what is my swarupa? Swarupe, the jivera swarupa hoy krishnera nityadas. This is my swarupa. So understanding this swarupa is mukti. Understanding our constitutional position is mukti. So by the study of Bhagavad Gita, the first thing we have to understand is Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am servant of Krishna and I have to work at that capacity. Prakriti is also Krishna's only. The difference between Prakriti and Jiva is Prakriti is Jada Brahman, Jiva is Jiva Brahman. Both are energies of Lord. One is conscious, one is not conscious. Now Prakriti is not conscious but Jiva is conscious. But Prakriti is also energy of Krishna. You cannot neglect Prakriti. You cannot say, oh, I don't have anything to do with the Prakriti. No. Prakriti is also Krishna's energy. So how that Mr. C, he used that, you took that money and gave it to the right person. In the same way, the Prakriti has to be used in Krishna's service. The first thing which we have got is this body. So how to employ this body in Krishna's service, that is known as intelligence. And there are different things around this body. How to use everything in Krishna's service, that is known as intelligence. And that intelligence is taught in Bhagavad Gita. So what is there in Bhagavad Gita is the knowledge to use each and everything in Krishna's service. That is the purpose of studying Bhagavad Gita, and then a person is no more materially situated. He is always spiritually situated. So here we'll end.
All this is an introduction.
Yes. Till that you missed that first two part of introduction. You go through. After that you were there in the class. Okay. There are so many things there, and whatever you missed now the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita.
The whole chapter?
Not whole chapter. Some sections.